Willy Wonka, Deports all immigrants. What breaks first? Let's run this thought experiment with real numbers, because fantasy policy deserves a reality check. The UK is home to approximately 10.2 million foreign-born residents as of early 2026, according to the Office for National Statistics, ONS. That's roughly 4.8% of the population. Now imagine they all disappear tomorrow morning. What actually breaks? Start with the National Health Service, NHS, which would collapse within 72 hours. Current data from NHS Digital, March 2026, shows 27% of NHS doctors and 20% of nurses are foreign nationals. That's approximately 70,000 doctors and 120,000 nurses gone in a flash. NHS England reported in Q1 2026 that the service has 44,000 nursing vacancies, even with current immigration levels. Overnight deportation doesn't solve waiting lists, it turns them into death sentences. Emergency rooms would close, cancer surgeries would stop, dialysis patients would die waiting for treatment that will never come. But what about crime? Here's where the golden ticket fantasy really crumbles. Home Office statistics show that foreign nationals accounted for approximately 11 to 12% of knife crime prosecutions in England and Wales in recent years. That's roughly proportional to their population share. Remove every immigrant tomorrow, and you still have 88 to 89% of knife crimes happening. The Metropolitan Police data reveals that gang violence, the primary driver of knife crime in London, Birmingham, and Manchester, is overwhelmingly domestic. Youth violence isn't an immigration problem, it's a poverty, education, and social services problem. Those issues don't board a plane when immigrants leave. Sexual offenses follow a similar pattern. Ministry of Justice data shows foreign nationals represent about 10 to 11% of those convicted for sexual offenses. Again, roughly proportional to population share. The UK would still prosecute tens of thousands of sexual offenses annually, even if every immigrant vanished. The Rotherham grooming scandal, often cited in anti-immigration rhetoric, involved British-born men of Pakistani heritage, not recent immigrants. Mass deportation wouldn't have prevented it because the perpetrators were citizens. Now let's talk about what actually does break when you remove 10.2 million people overnight. Agricultural collapse. 67% of seasonal agricultural workers are migrants. National Farmers Union data, 2025-2026 season. Say goodbye to British strawberries, asparagus, and most fresh produce within weeks. Construction shutdown. Approximately 27 to 28% of construction workers in London and 14 to 15% nationally are foreign-born. Construction Industry Training Board, 2025-2026. Housing crisis? It just became a housing apocalypse. Social care catastrophe. 21% of adult social care workers are immigrants. Skills for Care, 2025-2026. That's approximately 340,000 people caring for the elderly and disabled. Who changes your grandmother's catheter now? Hospitality extinction. 35 to 37% of chefs and 23 to 24% of waitstaff are foreign nationals. UK hospitality, 2025 to 2026. Most restaurants, pubs, and hotels simply close. Economic freefall. Immigrants contribute approximately 27 billion more in taxes than they consume in public services annually. Oxford Economics 2025 update. That fiscal hole appears overnight. University implosion. 24% of university staff are international, including 34% of STEM professors. Universities UK 2025-2026. Britain's research output collapses. The kicker? Crime might actually increase. Economic research consistently shows that sudden population shocks create black markets, organized crime rushes to fill service gaps, and social instability breeds violence. When Prohibition banned alcohol in the US, it didn't eliminate drinking, it created Al Capone. Mass deportation doesn't eliminate social problems, it creates power vacuums that criminal enterprises exploit. One more inconvenient truth. Many of Britain's most celebrated problem solvers are immigrants or children of immigrants. Sadiq Khan, London's mayor focused on knife crime reduction, is the son of Pakistani immigrants. Priti Patel, former Home Secretary and conservative hardliner on immigration, is the daughter of Ugandan Indian immigrants. Dame Donna Kinnair, former head of the Royal College of Nursing, is Jamaican-born. The golden ticket would deport the very people working hardest on the problems it claims to solve. Here's what nobody wants to admit. You're being played. Every time a politician or social media influencer posts rage bait about immigrant families stealing jobs or causing crime, they're performing a magic trick. Watch the immigrant family, don't watch the corporate tax dodger. Watch the foreign worker, don't watch the hedge fund manager stripping your pension. Watch the asylum seeker, don't watch the landlord pricing you out of your neighborhood. The algorithm learns what makes you angry and feeds you more of it, because angry people click, share, and come back for another hit of righteous fury. The immigrant family down your street didn't close the youth center that kept teenagers off the streets. They didn't cut police budgets or slash mental health services. They didn't create the housing shortage or suppress your wages. But they're visible, they're different, and they can't fight back effectively. That makes them perfect scapegoats for people who profit from your anger being aimed anywhere except at them. Every minute you spend furious at immigrants is a minute you're not asking why Britain's wealth inequality is the worst in Europe, why public services are crumbling despite record tax revenues, or why wages have stagnated for 15 years while CEO pay has tripled. The most profitable con in modern politics is convincing people that their problems are caused by those with even less power than they have. It's a deliberate strategy, backed by data analytics and psychological manipulation. Social media platforms amplify divisive content because it drives engagement. Political operatives craft messages designed to trigger anger and fear because emotions override critical thinking. Public figures build careers on scapegoating because it's easier than solving complex problems. And you, scrolling through your feed at midnight, feeling that familiar surge of anger at another outrage post, are the product being sold to advertisers while your attention is weaponized against your own interests. The question isn't whether immigration needs thoughtful policy and management. It does. Every country needs border security and integration strategies. The question is whether you're going to let yourself be manipulated into believing that the family working 3 jobs to send their kids to school is your enemy, while the people actually making decisions that affect your life, the ones cutting your services, raising your costs, and suppressing your wages, operate in the shadows behind your rage.